Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Koda Nitai Mayapura Sasya Jaya Koda Nitai Jaya Mayapura Sasya Jaya Shital Sena Jaya Giridhari Lal Jaya Shital Sena Jaya Giridhari Lal Jaya Narasimhadev 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 Jaya Narasimhadev Prabhupada 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada Shri Radha Madhava ki jai, Shri Prabhupada Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. On this wonderful autumn day, we continue our favorite game, Who is Sitting Far from the Vyasasan. Sharangi Prabhu is leading this competition today. When Harikesha had received the call to come immediately to Vrindavan, he had been told to expect the worst. Immediately, he had contacted his printer, who was in the process of completing several books, and told him that he must have advance copies by the next day. So by the time he got on the plane for India, he had newly printed volumes of the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in German, the Krishna trilogy in German, and a Yugoslavian Shisha Upanishad. Harikesha went in and showed Prabhupada the 7 new books. Immediately, Prabhupada took the first volume of the Krishna trilogy and held it up, looking at the cover painting of Radha and Krishna. Prabhupada began crying and reached out, trying to stroke Harikesha's head. Harikesha reached out and held Srila Prabhupada's hand, thinking himself unworthy of being petted. He was rotten here, typewritten, said Srila Prabhupada, referring to when Harikesha had been his secretary just before going to preach in Europe. I said, "You go, I had 10 servants. You thought that I was degrading you by sending you away. No, now you understand." "Yes, I understand," said Harikesha, sobbing. "Here is an intelligent boy," I thought, said Srila Prabhupada. "Why should he rot here? typewriting. Prabhupada looked at each book, printing, and everything first class, he said. He asked how many had been printed, and Harikesh replied, 120,000 Krishna trilogies, 60,000 Srimad Bhagavatam second cantos, and 10,000 Ishopanishad. Can you describe that Ishopanishad? Prabhupada asked. Can you distribute that Ishopanishad? Prabhupada asked. The devotees in the room knew that Harikesha had been involved in distributing Srila Prabhupada's books in the communist countries of Eastern Europe at the great personal risk. This knowledge heightened the already supercharged emotional intensity of the moment. Harikesha assured Prabhupada that they could definitely distribute the book in Yugoslavia. Then print more, said Prabhupada. They continued discussing book production. Books were indeed Srila Prabhupada's life and soul. From Harikesha's entering with these new books, Prabhupada had felt a profound ecstasy that had spread to Harikesha and all the devotees present. Everyone was kneeling away, aware that what they were expecting was transcendental. Experiencing was transcendental. A special reciprocance with Srila Prabhupada, and as long as they were sincere, it would not die. Now you just have to become better, said Hare Krishna. More healthy. Healthy? Said Srila Prabhupada. I have nothing to do with this body. Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 3, Verse 22. Shri Narada Vacham Ityuktvadi Bhavo Devo Bhakshitangam Pipilikaich Kamandalo Jalenaukshat Divyena Mokharadhasa. Shri Narada Vacham Ityuktvadi Bhavo Devo Bhakshitangam Pipilikai Kamandalo Jalenauksat Divyena Mokharadhasa. Shri Narada Vacham Ityuktva Deva Bhodevo Bhakta Sangam Pipilikai Kamandalo Jalenaukshat Divyena Mokharadhasa. Shri Narada Vacham Ityuktva Deva Bhodevo Bhakti Sangam Pipilikai Kamandalo Jalenaukshat Divyena Mokharadhasa. Ladies, please. Shinarada Ityuktva Bhavo Devo Bhakti Sangam Pipilikai Kamandalo Jalenakshat Divya Namo Karadasa Shinarada Vacham. Shinarada Muni said, Iti, thus, Uktva, saying, Adibhava, Lord Brahma, the original living creature within the universe. Deva, the principal demigod. Bhakshita Angam, Hiranyakashipu's body, which had been almost completely eaten. Pipilikai, by the ants. Amandalau, from the special water put in the hands of Lord Brahma. Jalena, by water. Aukshat, sprinkled. Divyena, which was spiritual, not ordinary. Amokha, without fall. Radhasa, whose power. Translation. In purport by His Divine Grace, Abhayachananda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila ki. Shinarada Muni continued. After speaking these words to Hiranyakashipu, Lord Brahma, the original being of this universe, who is extremely powerful, sprinkled transcendental, infallible spiritual water from his kamandalu upon Hiranyakashipu's body, which had been eaten away by ants and moths. Thus, he enlivened Hiranyakashipu. Purport. Lord Brahma is the first created being within this universe and is empowered by the Supreme Lord to create. Ten Brahma Hridaya Adikavayam, the Adideva or Adikave, the first living creature, was personally taught by the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the heart. There was no one to teach him, but since the Lord is situated within Brahma's heart, Brahma was educated by the Lord himself. Lord Brahma, being especially empowered, is infallible in doing whatever he wants. This is the meaning of the word Amokharadhasa. He desired to restore Hiranyakashipu's original body, and therefore, by sprinkling transcendental water from his water pot, he immediately did so. Magina Timarandasya Ginanjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Pyayevacha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. It's a very short purport today, but this purport is full of meanings, so I will try to say a few words about this verse and this purport by Srila Prabhupada. So in this particular verse, we found this story is going on. So Hiranyakashipu, he performed this severe austerity for 100,000 years. He was standing on the tip of his toes and meditating. And finally, he get his austerity was finished. And Lord Brahma personally came to Hiranyakashipu. Lord Brahma was very pleased with Hiranyakashipu. And he restored his body. And in this verse, this Srila Prabhupada used this word, enlivened Hiranyakashipu. By sprinkling this spiritual water from his Kamandalu. Very interesting. Srila Prabhupada call it like spiritual water, so not the ordinary water. And in purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned a few very interesting points. First of all, Lord Brahma is the first created being within this universe and empowered by the Supreme Lord to create. And then Srila Prabhupada mentioned this very first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadyasya Yatonvayat Itaratashtharthesha Svayat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yat Suraya Tejavari Bridam Yatha Vinimaya Yatra Trisargom Risha Dhamna Svena Sadari Rasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So in this very first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is this line, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavayem. Lord Brahma is called in this verse Adikava. Adikava means like the first demigod, or maybe you can also translate it like the first poet. Is it? Yeah, first poet. Kavi. Like we have Kavi Karnapur, the great sage, who wrote a lot of wonderful poems glorifying Shri Radha and Krishna, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Lord Brahma, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adika Hridaya, like we chant every day, Bahir Nrisimha Hridaya Nrisimha. So Bahir means something like outside, and Hridaya means in your heart. Hridaya. So Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaya. Lord put this transcendental knowledge in the heart of Lord Brahma. It is something a little unusual, because nowadays it's quite popular this theory that there is no need in a live guru. You can just read Srila Prabhupada's books and that's it. All this transcendental knowledge will open through your heart, like Lord Brahma. He receives this transcendental knowledge from the heart. But this is very special, story, because Lord Brahma was the only living being in this universe. We know from the Bhagavatam, from the second, from the third, and from the fourth cantos, a lot of time actually Bhagavatam describes us this process of creation. And describing this process, we know that there's like spiritual world, and 1/4 of the spiritual world is this material world. And we know that there is Mahavishnu, or Karandakashaya Vishnu, who is laying on their how you call this ocean? Karana ocean means how you translate Karana? Causal ocean. And he's laying on this ocean. He's like enjoying. Sometimes we're trying to imitate this Mahavishnu Lila. We went to the sea. We have this mattress, special mattress that you can lay on the water. And we try to imitate this Lila. But yeah. So Mahavishnu is laying on this ocean, and when he breathed, when he makes like all the universes came to his body, and when all the universes come out, So, and this one breath, this is the time when the universes exist, and it takes how long? I think it's something about 4 million years. Yeah, it's quite a long time. I forgot the exact number. So yes, and from this Mahavishnu, all these universes, they like from his spots of his body, these universes came out, and then in each of this universe, Kshirodakashaya Vishnu, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, and Garbhodakashaya Vishnu came, and all this universe, it has a form, as a looks like an egg, So half of it is filled with water, and again, this Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, he's laying on this water, and from his belly came this wonderful, great lotus flower, and inside this lotus flower there is Lord Brahma, and he is the first living entity in this universe. I can see this Mahavishnu picture in the corner of the temple room. You can see it also. Yes, so Lord Brahma, he's appearing on this lotus flower, and he's just alone, just the only, and everything around him, just this huge waves, and he's alone. He don't know what to do, and only instruction he received was tapa. No, only 2 syllables, tapa. And tapa means like austerity. So Lord Brahma, he started to perform this austerity. He started to meditate, and after quite long time, he gave this knowledge. He received this, how to say it, like Chatur Shloka. Just 4 verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. There are 4 verses. This is like Chatur Shloka. From this Chatur Shloka is all the Bhagavatam is emanated. And this Chatur Shloka we can find in second canto of Bhagavatam. So this Lord Brahma, he has very special position, and that is why he was, as he was the only living being, he cannot find, other spiritual master than the Lord in his heart. So that is why Lord became his spiritual master, Paramatma. But in our case, it should be different. We need to receive this mercy of Shri Guru Parampara through their spiritual master who is supposed to be alive, and we should accept him. He should accept us as his disciple. And so I think I would like to read maybe one verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita regarding this Guru Tattva. It have quite big purport, but it's very important. Shri Kodentayama Prashasya Bhagavan ki. Prabhu, could you please find this Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 19, I believe 152. Yes, 19, Madhya Lila 19, 152. Because this question, about like Guru Tattva is very important. So I would like to discuss this topic, because at least that I found in this today's verse. Can anyone help me to read it in English? Because you can read Megala.
When a person receives a seed of devotional service, he should take care of it by becoming a gardener and sowing the seed in his heart. If he waters the seed gradually by the process of Shravana and Kirtana, hearing and chanting, the seed will begin to sprout.
Yeah.
To live with devotees or to live in a temple means to associate with the Shravana Kirtana process. Sometimes neophyte devotees think they can continue the Shravana Kirtana process without the worshipping the deity, but the execution of such Shravana Kirtan is meant for highly developed devotees like Haridas Thakur, who engaged in the Shravana Kirtan process without worshipping the deity. However, one should not falsely imitate Haridas Thakur and abandon deity worship just to try to engage in Shravana Kirtan. That is not possible for neophyte devotees.
It's a very interesting point. I mean, just right now we perform the Sarati ceremony, and read from Chaitanya Charitamrita about this, how it's important, because this deity worship. Please continue. It's quite long, proper, but it's very important.
The word Guru Prasad indicates that the spiritual master is very merciful in bestowing the boon of devotional service upon the disciple. That is the best possible gift the spiritual master has to offer. Those with a background of pious life are eligible to receive life's supreme benefit, and to bestow this benefit, the Supreme Personality of Godhead sends his representative to impart his mercy. Endowed with the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master distributes the mercy to those who are elevated and pious. Thus, the spiritual master trains his disciple to render devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is called Guru Kripa. It is Krishna Prasad, Krishna's mercy, that he sends a bona fide spiritual master to the deserving disciple. By the mercy of Krishna, one meets the bona fide spiritual master, and by the mercy of the spiritual master, the disciple is fully trained in the devotional service of the Lord.
She has a mic, maybe.
Bhaktilata Bij means the seed of devotional service. Everything has an original cause or seed. For any idea, program, plan, or device, there is first of all the contemplation of the plan, and that is called the Bij, or the seed. The methods, rules, and regulations by which one is perfectly trained in devotional service constitute the Bhakti-lata Bij, or the seed of devotional service.
Come again, please. This last sentence, I think it's too important. Just.
The methods, rules, and regulations by which one is perfectly trained in devotional service constitute the Bhakti-lata Bij, or seed of devotional service.
This is very important. Also like this Bhakti-lata Bija. Sometimes we think there is. What is this? This Bhakti-lata Bija, or we think that what is this mercy? What is this? Krishna's mercy, or what is this Guru's mercy? And here, Srila Prabhupada in purport, he mentioned this. I think it's a very important point, because we can think, it's something esoterical. We just have some, I don't know, wonderful experience in our heart, or some kind of, I don't know how to say it, thunder, or yeah, just hit it in our head, and we become like transcendental, And in one way, it may happen, I remember once Srila Prabhupada, it was one Srila Prabhupada disciple, and in Srila Prabhupada's days, and he was like very lazy devotee, He didn't serve, he didn't do anything, he just, eat prasadam, that's it. And all the devotees, they didn't love him much. And once Srila Prabhupada was sitting in his car, and devotees it was crowds of devotees, around this car, and would like just to say goodbye for Srila Prabhupada. And so they just, how to say it, the squash, this devotee. So he was like, in front of Srila Prabhupada Prabhu's car glass. He was doing like this. It was impossible for him to move. He was just standing, and devotees pushing him. So he was like, and Srila Prabhupada was sitting, like straight, and then he just looked upon him, and this devotee, like this, and Prabhupada looked upon him just for a second. He didn't say anything. He just looked upon him, and after that, this devotee, he became like really good devotee. He started to serve, he started to chant japa, he started, to be engaged in preaching programs. So it is possible. But at the same time, here Srila Prabhupada is mentioned this, this sentence, very important sentence. Really, these rules and regulations that spiritual master gave us, this is mercy, this is Bhakti-lata Bija. And also very important, this is like if we have these greenhouses in our community, and we know that if you put, I don't know, pumpkin seed, pumpkin will grow. If you put cucumber will grow. So it is impossible to grow, I don't know, tomato from cucumber seed. So the same with Bhakti-lata Bija. It's supposed to be if you put seed of karma or jnana, then they grow, not bhakti. So in this purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned this, about how is it important to take this how to say it, pure bhakti seed, and what does it mean? Please continue, people.
This Bhakti-lata Bij is received from the spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. Other seeds, called Anyabhilasha Bij, include Karma Bij and Jnana Bij. If one is not fortunate enough to receive the Bhakti-lata Bij from the spiritual master, he instead cultivates seeds such as Karma Bij, Jnana Bij, or political, social, and philanthropic Bijas. However, the Bhakti-lata Bij is different from those other Bijas. The Bhakti-lata Bij can be received only through the mercy of the spiritual master. Therefore, one has to satisfy the spiritual master to get the Bhakti-lata Bij. Yasya prasadad bhagavat prasada. Bhakti-lata Bij is the origin of devotional service. Unless one satisfies the spiritual master, he gets the Bij or the root call. he gets the bij or the root cause of karma, jnana, yoga, without the benefit of devotional service. One who is faithful to his spiritual master gets the Bhaktilata bij. This Bhaktilata bij is received when one is initiated by the bona fide spiritual master. After receiving the spiritual master's mercy, one must repeat his instructions, and this is called Shravana Kirtana, hearing and chanting. One who has not properly heard from the spiritual master, or who does not follow the regulative principles, is not fit for chanting Kirtan. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita 2.41. Vyavasayat mikabudhir ekaha kurunandana. One who has not listened carefully to the instruction of the spiritual master is unfit for chanting or for preaching the cult of devotional service. One has to water the Bhaktilata bij by receiving instructions from the spiritual master.
I think it's a nice purport. And in the end, this Srila he mentioned this verse from Bhagavad Gita. Vyavasayat mikabudhir ekaha kurunandana. This particular verse also is very important because this verse inspired Srila for his preaching. When he read this verse, from Bhagavad Gita, Vyavasayat mikabudhir, you can find a very special purport in this in Bhagavad Gita to this verse also. So this verse is very sacred for Srila Prabhupada because it's inspired Srila Prabhupada for his preaching program. Yes. Okay, so yes, that was good.
It mentions there about the bijas. There's the philanthropic bija. So is the danger of cultivating the philanthropic bija that we run the risk of becoming a mundane moralist? And this Bhaktilata bij that you're talking about, Shiva Maharaj, he explores it quite extensively in Sudha Bhakti Chintamani, and he says automatic advancement is a natural part of, rather than an alternative to, educated efforts to attain perfection. So he says there's a tendency in ISKCON that a devotee is thinking he's making automatic advancement if he just chants and follows the principles and does a bit of service here and there. But that's not necessarily the case. Like you're saying, he could be cultivating the wrong bija. And he's thinking he's making automatic advancement, but you only make automatic advancement if you know how to follow all the rules and regulations, which means you'd have to be very well educated to do that.
Yeah. I also remember when I read this purport, I also remember this, Shiva Maharaj's, I think the same book where he's explaining this. As we chanted Krishna's holy names, it can be like Namabhas, Namaparatha, or Shuddhanam. So the same with our faith, with this Bhaktilata bij, it can be like, has this abhasas, abhasa or reflection, chaya and pratibimba, yes. So it can be like shadow of the face, and it is okay, if it's a shadow, but it's like reflection, it's pratibimba, it's not okay. Yeah. So.
I had a question right at the beginning. It's talking about Shravana and Kirtana. Does it mean if a person receives second initiation but doesn't engage in puja, that he cannot properly perform Shravana and Kirtana?
Come again, please.
Because at the beginning you were saying how it's only for very advanced devotees like Haridas Thakur to be able to do Shravana and Kirtana.
Mm-hmm.
And for most of us, we need to take second initiation and engage in worshipping the deity, and then eventually we can become qualified to perform Shravana and Kirtana. So my question is, if you don't do that, then does that mean that you're not really performing Shravana and Kirtana until you've come to the point of worshipping the deities?
I think you can serve the deities, not only serving them on the altar. I think you can serve the deities by washing the floor in the temple room. I think you can serve the deities by cooking prasadam, or working on Harinam. So I don't think the only way to serve the deities is just to come to the altar. Obviously, it's very important and it's also necessary. So, but it's not about devotees who didn't get the second initiation yet. they didn't receive any mercy. We can serve deity in a lot of different ways. We can be accountant in the temple. We can be, we can have some management servers. We can do anything. And the main question, again, I think it's about motivation. Right now, I'm studying on Bhakti-Vaibhava course, and we are following now the first canto of Bhagavatam. And we just, just a few days ago, we discussed this Dhruva Maharaja story. So Dhruva Maharaja also, he performed this severe austerity. 5 years old child, he was little child, and he eat nothing. First he eat, like some leaves, 3 leaves, once in 6 days. Then he ate this leaves one in, like he stopped to eat it. Then he started to eat only air once in how long time, once a week he just make his breath once a week. That's it. That's everything he eat, a little air once a week. So this Dhruva Maharaj, he performed this severe austerity. And he had, this material desire to have this kingdom which is more than kingdom of his father or even grandfather, who is Lord Brahma himself, so it's impossible to have kingdom even more than Lord Brahma's, because Lord Brahma's kingdom is the whole universe. So he performed this severe austerity. But, where's Shipu? Because Hiranyakashipu, he performed this austerity, and his motivation, his desire was not, this Anyabhalashita Shriyam Gyana Karmadjana Vritam Anukulyena Krishna Nushilam. He didn't have the desire to please Lord, without this Anukula, without this, no desire to please Lord. He wanted to kill Lord, actually. Because after his brother Hiranyaksha death, he has, I should revenge my brother's death, and that is why I should kill Vishnu, and I will perform this austerity to do so. And that is why he asked for this benediction. But at the same time, Dhruva Maharaj, by the mercy of his spiritual master, Narada Muni, he just followed the instruction of his spiritual master, Narada Muni. He followed the instruction of his Vartama Pradakshika guru, his 2 mothers, Suniti and Suruchi. And that is why he just, how to explain, he had this desire to, I know that I should please the Lord, and by this I will receive, any benediction. So he performed his austerity with this desire to please the Lord, So at the same time, you can cut apples right now. You can cut it with desire to please Shishikoda Intayamaya Purushasha. Or you can do this, I should cut these apples, otherwise they will not feed him. They will be throw me outside, I will not allow to stay in Karuna Bhavan, so I should eat this or cut these apples, So they will do the same thing, in this case. But in one, it will be bhakti. Another, it will be like, maybe just seva. Maybe maybe we can get some how to say, I forgot this word. Security, yeah, security. How you translate in English? Bias credit, yeah, security. Yeah, so you can get some security from just doing seva, but you cannot achieve Krishna by doing just seva. It should be devotional seva service. Devotional service means with the desire to please Lord, and if you want to do so, you have to accept spiritual master. And also you have to know about something about the Lord, because sometimes I would like to please the Lord, but who is the Lord? It's one of the most difficult questions you can ask in front of audience. For example, on Sunday program, devotees who have read Srila Prabhupada's books, at least last week, who read Srila Prabhupada's books at least 1 hour for the last week, So when you ask this, I was on this 50th anniversary Shisharada Gulnanda installation in London, and Shivara Maharaj asked this question, and in the it was a huge audience, a lot of people. He asked something about like, who read all Srila Prabhupada's books, who just, at least once. Maybe a few people, just a few people, raise his hands. So how we can have the desire to please the Lord if we don't know nothing about Lord? If we didn't read about him, about his pastimes, this Krishna book, we should read Krishna book. And so we just discussed with Mataji this, when we were coming back from, I think, Edinburgh program. Yeah, we discussed this. Yeah, about Krishna Lila. Yes. So is it? Yes.
There's a point Shiv Ramash was making also about Niyamagraha in the book Sankalpa Kamudi. Niyamagraha means that you are impertinent and you go beyond what level of advancement you are, or you're recitant to take the next step forward. So you may have been given second initiation, but you're not actually applying yourself, or you may be only first and you're not stepping forward. So everyone has to examine himself and decide, where am I just now? And what is the step I need to take to go forward, Or am I going to just stay in my comfort zone? And then that's the Niyamagraha, which will spoil devotional service. Atyahara, Prashchascha, Prajalpa Niyamagraha. This will be an obstacle.
Yes. This is also, thank you for focusing on this point, because, this is one of the main reasons why you have to accept, spiritual master. I mean, it's supposed to be a live person, because otherwise, you can imagine, you can progress in your imagination. You can make some progress in your, like, okay, maybe I'm on this level and I follow this. No, because, for example, we can read this Hiranyakashipu story. Okay, I also should perform some austerity, and you can walk to the forest, standing there barefoot, and after a few days, they will take you for the mental hospital. So. I mean, obviously, this is the point. Spiritual master, he engaged the nature of his disciple in Krishna's service. And sometimes he will think, "Oh, I'm so advanced devotee. Maybe I should chant like 64 rounds, or maybe I should do this or that." But the main, if you have this real association with spiritual master, sometimes even we even accept spiritual master, and he lived somewhere in India, I don't know, or in Hungary, and we met him once a year, and we think, okay, I will do whenever I want the whole year, and after that, maybe I will ask him what to do, maybe not. So it is very important if you have some, you're supposed to have some real association with devotees, at least with devotees, with Shiksha gurus. It can be like, and so that's, this idea to take authority, local authorities, who can maybe correct you, maybe just tell you, dear Prabhu, you're wrong right now. I mean, you're doing some strange things. Why? How do you think it's it help you in devotional service? So we're never independent. We should be always dependent on Krishna's mercy, on spiritual master's mercy, and that means spiritual master. It's not about Diksha Guru. It's all about Shiksha Gurus also. So if you accept only Diksha Guru, it is good, but it's not enough. We should also accept some Shiksha Gurus, some local authorities who can correct you. Obviously, there's a question of relationships, but that's it. That's how this process works. We're over time now. Maybe Prabhupada would like to say something to correct me. Thank you, dear voices. We still didn't finish our apples, but we finished our Bhagavatam class. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Shilrupada Patita Pavana ki Nitai Gaura Premanande